John Cena is the man. He's not only the one-time champion, not even the two-time champion, or the he's actually the 16-time champion. Everybody knows this man. You don't even have to watch wrestling to know who John Cena is. He is currently tied with Ric Flair as a 16-time world champion, but we have all of 2025 for this record to be broken.
Look at 16 championship wins. Do you have a favorite in there?
My next one?
Your next one's a record-breaking one, then.
That would be cool.
Wait, there's going to be another one?
I have often said that that the time is coming for me to hang him up, but I'm not lying when I say that, but it's not tomorrow. It's probably soon, but it's not tomorrow, so you never know.
He really has come a long way since his debut in the company. When he first joined the roster, he really wasn't all that impressive. His highlighting moment is when he starred in that whole Ruthless Aggression segment with Kurt Angle, which was actually a pretty solid match. But they really did him dirty by making him look like a default character from the video games. I mean, he must have known they weren't utilizing him to his full potential, right? Stephanie McMahon did realize this, because believe it or not, if it wasn't for Stephanie McMahon, John Cena would have never happened. And this was by pure accident, as she overheard John Cena rapping in the back of the tour bus, and it lit off the light bulb in her head.
Hearing you freestyle in the back of the bus and going, could you do that for us?
Sure.
What if that moment never happened?
I would get fired. I would have been fired in 2 months.
He really said it's do or die time.
Tour was in October, and I would have been part of the December cuts.
Then what would happen?
So before I was a professional, before WWE was paying me, I was doing it as a hobby. And I told myself I would do it as a hobby until I couldn't do it anymore. Like when I found wrestling, I wasn't like, man, I'm gonna make boatloads of money doing this. It was like, okay, I'm gonna find a shit job that'll be flexible with hours so I can work. And I think I just would have worked. You know, I was living in Massachusetts. I moved back into the room I grew up in. I was sleeping in a twin bed at my dad's house.
That was from moving back here. You were in Venice Beach, right?
No, I was in Venice.
Okay.
And I moved to Kentucky. And then when
For
I got on
LVW?
TV to get rides to the airport, I moved back in with my dad. He was so gracious to take me in. And I slept literally in the room I grew up in on the same bed because my room hadn't been altered.
What was on the walls?
Pictures of cars, pictures of bodybuilders, and pictures of wrestlers.
Wow.
Yep. I found out that Killer Kowalski's school was there. I never knew that was there. At the time, I was doing something with a promotion there. Gosh, I can't remember the name, but I'd gone up to like, on my days off, again, what do you do during your free time? I would land and then just go wrestle with the guys at this promotion. So I was wrestling in my spare time. So I probably would have got fired and just done that.
AKA, this man was born to wrestle, whether he got paid or not. This is what he was going to do. There was never a plan B. Now, the whole Thuggonomics gimmick really propelled his career. He's just gifted on the mic, and his rapping promos were actually good and far from cringe. A lot of it was off the top of the dome, which makes it even more impressive. Just listen.
The old man's got a plan, and he's chilling in the building. Did I tell you I'm like light beer? I taste great and I'm less feeling.
Yeah, that was not PG.
You got no hydraulics in your car. You got a sexual sickness. His car bounces up and down because he sits on this stick shift.
Now is the time when John Cena introduced the spinning US title, and this was probably the coolest thing ever. And then JBL came along and made every single kid cry, including me. Fuck this guy, man. JBL pushed his big red button and destroyed the spinning title because he hates everything fun in life. And this would actually spark up a feud between these two. JBL had crazy respect for John Cena though. You know, it's easy to go 8 minutes on a match. You go out there, it's basic format of the match. It's hard to go to your first 30 to 35 minute match, and I was the first to go with John Cena on that road. That's when you really feel if a guy knows what he's doing. And I remember coming back and talking to Vince, and Vince said, "How is he?" I said, "The kid is awesome." He said, "Really?" He wasn't surprised. It's not like he didn't expect him to be good. He was just surprised about how effusive my praise was of him. I said, "He has an incredible feel. He has a knack for this business. I think he's your guy." In saying that, I don't want to take credit for Cena's career. I just happened to be the guy that was there, that handed the title to him, and he would have had that happen eventually anyway. This would lead up to John Cena winning his first ever WWE Championship. The John Cena era of the WWE started. From now on, this is the poster boy for all of pro wrestling, for years to come. But he decided to change the look of this title. Of course, he's gonna make it more gold and spinning. JBL did not like this, so he wanted a rematch for the title so he can destroy this one as well. They had an amazing match at Judgment Day, and this one goes out into the record books. I highly suggest watching it if you already haven't. It's pretty rad, but not everybody was a fan of the title. John Cena started gaining a lot of backlash and enemies would start approaching. John Cena versus Edge was the next big feud, and this was a very depressing day for us Cena fans. We would see Edge pick up the title by pinning John Cena, and then he would actually go and customize the championship, although he hated the spinner belt.
But I know that you don't like the rated R spinner belt.
I don't know. I think for me, I come from that time frame where the designs meant something, and I understood the commercial appeal. But I feel like that was truly done just to sell titles.
And it worked.
But I don't know. I just, as a world heavyweight champion, you walk out and there's something spinning on you. It just didn't, I don't know. To me, it just didn't fit.
John Cena would start entering a dark time in his career at this point. He started becoming what we know as Super Cena, and fans slowly started to have enough of this man. Booing Cena was unheard of until this point, and then the chants of Cena sucks were just getting louder and louder. And eventually, he made himself hated even more. When the Nexus came into the wrestling world, we thought they'd be unstoppable. This group of talent was wreaking havoc every week and was beating the living shit out of everyone, including John Cena. But don't hold your breath, because Super Cena with his golden shovel will take care of them very quickly. And this would actually haunt him in his career, because the guy as big as John Cena definitely has power to put someone over. But he denies that his ego was just really inflated at the time.
I wanted to know, at SummerSlam 2010, why didn't you put the Nexus over?
Okay, I'm going to explain your question to people who don't do the inside baseball. A lot of these questions are going to be very industry terms. They're going to want to know why things happened at specific moments in history. In 2010, I and a team of folks had a match against an up-and-coming faction called the Nexus.
Some of these guys still had pretty successful careers.
And I won this match, and this has been a topic of debate amongst really hardcore WWE fans for quite some time, because it is their sentiment that I should have lost that match.
I mean, yeah, you probably should have. This halted the growth of the Nexus instantly. If you search up John Cena poster boy, he is all over Google. Fans had enough of John Cena, and the hate train was bigger than ever. And eventually, John Cena left for Hollywood, and the fans couldn't be any more excited. We finally don't have to watch this man wrestle. But then we realized that the WWE is not the same without him. We started remembering the good times, and we realized they outweigh the bad times. John Cena eventually returns back to the wrestling world. He has a special message for us.
The 2025 Royal Rumble will be my last. The 2025 Elimination Chamber will be my last. And I'm here tonight to announce that in Las Vegas, WrestleMania 2025 will be the last WrestleMania I compete in. Thank you so much always for your voice, because it's really loud, and your honesty, because it's beautifully brutal. And most of all, thank you so much for allowing me to be here with you tonight, to let the whole world know that we are planning something unforgettable.
This is it. He has come a very long way since June 27 of 2002, and he is trying to make history in the year 2025. John Cena is done with tying the record. His official time is now, and he is coming for the #1 spot on the leaderboards and immortalizing himself in the WWE. John Cena is finally hanging up the boots after this year, and it is a bittersweet ending. We are thankful that he had a long career, but it still stings to know our hero will be done wrestling. We don't want to see him come up short, and we would love to see him get the gold for the 17th time. Fans want and need John Cena. We realize the sacrifice he has given for the business, and we are all eyes, ears, and attention. We as fans believe that the year 2025 will make history, and John Cena will come out on top as the 17th time world champion.
You never give up. You pick yourself up. You brush yourself off. You push forward. You move on. You adapt. You overcome. That is what I believe.
But he did not overcome the shit that we have been giving him. John Cena is winning on his own terms.